All right. Hey guys and gals, iRod Huey here in Kansas City. I am sitting in my garage and it's about 48 degrees inside here, so bundled up just a little bit, don't need a whole lot really. Today I am going to begin the process of what it's going to take to put an air ride suspension on Colleen back here. So we're dropping a 4-link suspension by Johnny Law. All of our bags and pumps and everything else is coming from Hoppos. And basically there is no instructions whatsoever on how to drop a 56 Pontiac Chieftain. So I'm gonna have to come up with my own stuff here. So this is a 1956 Pontiac Chieftain. For those that don't know much about them, it's basically part of the Tri-5 GM series. This is the 860 model, so it was the basic model. I've added a few little extras like, you know, Star Chief parts and whatnot, and I'll point those things out in a later video. But right now this is all about lowering this thing, and it is static drop right now by 3 inches. We did the old cut the coil up front, blocks in the rear, you know, typical stuff. So we're gonna be installing a 4-link air ride suspension on this 56 Pontiac here, my car, Colleen. Most notably, the front end of these cars are actually on Kingpin versus a standard spindle that most of the GM products Tri-5 series had under their cars. The frame is also an interesting factor with the Pontiacs. I'm not 100% sure why they did the frame that they did instead of a standard boxed-in C-channel type frame. They kind of did that, but then they did an X cross structure. I don't know what the hell that was about. It presents a little bit more of a challenge, but you know, hey, that's part of the game of the custom car culture world, I guess, and especially in fabrication. So anyhow, the rear suspension of the girl is leaf springs, so we'll be, of course, eradicating all that, and we'll be installing a full 4-link that I purchased from Johnny Law. The air ride suspension is actually from Hoppos. I liked some of their stuff I've seen. I've got a friend of mine that actually is running the system. He did the 1/2-inch airline system, and he's running the Viair 440 pumps, which is one of the things that I was really into. I love those pumps. Their duty cycle is incredible. So I did get a hold of a AccuAir ride leveling management system, which really excites me because I plan to cruise this thing down the highway as low as I possibly can. Now, I live here in Kansas City, Missouri, where potholes are demons, and they love to really fuck suspensions up, basically. Hopefully avoid some of that, and this is just the beginning process, basically, of what it's gonna take to do this in my garage. So this is the beginning, and I wanted to document everything that it's gonna take to actually set this car down lower. The side pipes are probably one of the biggest factors that people question. You know, obviously I love the side pipes. They're one of them. I think they make the car just killer looking. Unfortunately, they are the lowest point of the vehicle. I don't know if you can see this, but there you go. I've still got about 3 inches, roughly 3 to 4 inches, that I can bring this down further. So that is what the air ride is all about. Now, where it is sitting right now, I think is a to me, is the perfect cruising height. You know, when I get into some rough roads or whatever, but when I get on the highway and I know it's fairly smooth, I hope to hammer this thing down enough where I'm damn near dragging tailpipes. I think it'd be, you know, cool for me. That is actual functioning exhaust, just kind of giving you a little insight on that, so it is not, it's not some fake, you know, pipes just laying there for giggles. You can actually see the connection pipe right there. The whole point of this is because I don't have a lift in my garage, and I need to be able to get under this car with some fair certainty that I'm, you know, safe and okay and blah, 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 blah. So I've seen guys build these, you know, wooden stands basically, you know, and that's what the plan is for today. I have picked up 14 8-foot 2x4s.
Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. I'm passionate, jump on it.
Okay, so I just wanted to pause for a moment and point out that, yeah, sometimes your studs are gonna be a little warped. You imagine, you know, it's cheap wood, who gives a shit? This is not rocket science. 16 inches on each one of them. I use a speed square to just level them out or whatever, cut them straight as much as possible. And again, not rocket science. So I'm just gonna kind of do a couple of these and then I have a whole lot of cutting to do. So. We're not gonna take and bore you with the cutting process. We'll move on to the next step. Musical interlude while I change batteries. All right, so there we have it. A bunch of firewood. Fantastic. Now we get to put this together. It's like a big Jenga puzzle, really. And so this is basically what I'm going after. This is just a simple wood jack, if you will. This thing's approximately gonna set the car about 14 to 15 inches off of the ground. Once this is all said and done. One thing that I had to run out to the store and grab real quick was some more of the screws. This is 75 pieces in this particular box, and I used all 75 just on this one by itself. I did go ahead and do a center brace just for a little added structure. The tire, of course, will sit, you know, basically like so, kind of in like that. Hopefully that'll cradle it and give it a little extra support. If I feel the tire needs to go deeper in there, I could just flip this thing over and there'll be an open pocket on the other end, you know, allowing it to sit inside that. Either way, I feel that these will be quite sturdy and I'm not too overly concerned. So basically, let me show you how I do this. Okay, not a whole lot to see here. I'm just gonna kind of give you the basics of what I did here. Starters, just tear open your box. You're gonna need them all, so it doesn't fucking matter, you know? So the one that I built, the first one I built, it's 21 pieces, 16 inches long, which is your exact amount that you will have if you get 14 studs. So that is the most important part, of course, is to make sure that you have the stud on top. Not really, I was just making that up, but anyways, pretty simple process. Just kind of squaring up things. I think it is important for your first set that you kind of square those up a little bit, you know, and then you can just kind of track the rest of them, if you will. Remember, safety first. I am doing pre-drilling holes just because it's a 3-inch screw that's going in there. So got that, and I'm sure I can hear it now, or I can see it in the comments. There's probably going to be a carpenter out there that's going to go, why are you doing that? And guess what? I'm not a carpenter. So, just running those screws in there, like so. I've got my clutch set to only drive so far in because these are long. That's all right. Like so. And then your back set. Just again, square it up. Safety first. Make sure your hand is right out there in the open. No rhyme or reason to drill in the holes. Other than I feel like you should cross the pattern when we set the next level up. You know, so I've been doing just side to side on that. And then when I set the next ones up, I'll go the other way. So from here, just start stacking them. And like I said, I've got these two drilled like this, so when I set the next set, I'm gonna drill them here and run screws. So, there we go. Well, there they are. 4 completed wood jack stands that I can place up under the Pontiac and get this baby up off the ground so we can go ahead and start installing the 4-link and the air ride. So there they are, ready to rock. This is only part 1 of many to come, so here we go.